at the time now, um, Bola Tinubu, so it got to a point where Bola Tinubu wanted to pick a candidate for ACN. ACN was a party, an opposition party headed by Bola Tinubu. So he wanted to pick somebody from the north. He wanted to pick someone from the north to contest under the ACN platform. So, but he didn't know who he would pick. So Tinubu now secretly commissioned a public opinion survey that nobody knew that he was the one that did that. They did a public opinion survey of who was the most popular candidate. That Tinubu wanted a young northerner. He wanted a younger northern candidate, and you have the El-Rufais, you have the Ribadus, you have others, right? So Tinubu wanted to know among these people, among these likely people, who is more popular. And then he now commissioned this opinion poll. So that opinion poll now, which that they didn't know there was an opinion poll. El-Rufai didn't know, Ribadu and others, they didn't know that Tinubu was one that did that opinion poll. That opinion poll now came out and Ribadu had 45%. That El-Rufai was like 7%. So Ribadu had a very high score in the public opinion poll, meaning that people liked him more than El-Rufai and others. So based on that, Tinubu now decided that okay, let him go for Nuhu Ribadu, since Nuhu Ribadu was the more popular person. So he now reached out to Ribadu and offered Ribadu an opportunity to contest for president under ACN. And that's how Ribadu ran for president. Now what now happened was that, according to Akin Osuntokun, El-Rufai did not know what made Tinubu to pick Ribadu. So I know El-Rufai was supposed to be the candidate that was presented to Obasanjo to pick as a successor. Obasanjo said no. So I'm thinking that El-Rufai thought that, if somebody was to be picked among their group, he should be the one. But surprisingly, Obasanjo did not pick him, and now Tinubu wanted to pick somebody, he picked Ribadu. So according to Akin Osuntokun, that when that happened, that El-Rufai was disappointed and he couldn't get over it. He couldn't get over the fact that Ribadu was picked ahead of him. And that was likely the beginning of the conflict between El-Rufai and Ribadu. But then we now saw that Ribadu did not win as president, and then El-Rufai now later contested to be governor of Kaduna State. El-Rufai became governor, and El-Rufai became a very powerful political figure in the Buhari administration from 2015 to 2023. So powerful, and that period, Nuhu Ribadu was nowhere. After Nuhu Ribadu tried to contest for president and didn't win, he went back to his state, Adamawa, and tried to contest for governor, and that didn't pan out. So Ribadu was like really, according to Osuntokun, was languishing in political wilderness, while El-Rufai was a powerful governor in Kaduna State and a powerful person in the Buhari's administration. So when Buhari's time was ending, right, it was now time to pick who will be successor, and El-Rufai made that calculation that he will support somebody from the south and made the calculation he would support Tinubu. Even though there was that history that Tinubu overlooked him to pick a Ribadu for presidential candidate and all that, there was that bad blood, let's put it that way. But for 2023, El-Rufai made the calculation that he looked at the southern candidates and made the calculation that Tinubu was likely the candidate to win, and that El-Rufai was among those that pitched it to Buhari, that Buhari didn't want Tinubu to succeed him. But El-Rufai was among those that persuaded Buhari to accept that choice. You know, so El-Rufai played a very key role in the emergence of Tinubu as president. So ordinarily, he expected as once a powerful governor, and once somebody who was powerful in the in the Buhari's administration, he thought that he'll be able to maintain that hold in um, Tinubu's administration. He thought he'll be able to maintain that influence and power. And at a point, even when he was considering maybe retiring or going for his studies and all that, Tinubu convinced him to work for his government. And there is video where Tinubu was appealing. Tinubu went to Kaduna State, where Rufai was governor, appealed to him to work for him.
Dear brother, not true. Make a promise. We won't let you run away from the country. That's the only way I will leave this podium. Where is the promise? You make the promise.
I promise.
Okay.
I promise, even on a part-time basis.
So El-Rufai thought that Tinubu would make him a minister, make him a powerful minister, and he had agreed, only for him to go to Senate, made a beautiful presentation and all of that. And then they now said there's a security report and all of that, and that he was denied. He couldn't be screened. Someone whose name has been submitted by the presidency, you know. And so before that Senate, before that El-Rufai's denial at the Senate screening, Ribadu had already, Ribadu, after Tinubu picked him as presidential candidate, you know, Ribadu and Tinubu, they have been close since then. And Ribadu is one of the close ally and close confidant to Tinubu. And so Ribadu played, while El-Rufai played the politics, Ribadu was somebody that Tinubu trusts. Ribadu is somebody that is loyal to Tinubu and all that. And Tinubu appointed Ribadu as NSC, before ministerial lists came out. So Ribadu was National Security Advisor. And before some people are screened, they will be made to undergo security clearance. So if something is picked up at the security clearance level, it's likely to be reported to the NSA, who will now inform the president. So El-Rufai feels that it's Ribadu that was responsible, Ribadu and maybe others, responsible for him being denied that ministerial role. and he felt embarrassed that he, after conceding to accepting the role and going to the National Assembly, he was embarrassed. And so there's now this bitter rivalry. The rivalry that started with him not getting the presidential nod from Tinubu back years ago, and now El-Rufai feeling embarrassed by not being given the ministerial role he thought he would have, and he blames Ribadu for that, and you see that rivalry. Now, there was Dr. Akin Baba Ahmed was interviewed on Channels television. Is a prominent scholar, prominent